Hi everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look again at Solana. Saw this nice little breakout there to sweep some liquidation at about 138. Remember we talked earlier today about that liquidation level being very consistent in the 138 to 140 range. So I'm very curious myself, kind of what has been hit and kind of where we're at here. And as per usual, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Just want to say thanks again for the wonderful feedback from my community and just anyone who's generally been watching me for a while. If you're new to the channel, though, welcome aboard. Please hit the like button like majority of everyone else does. Absolutely appreciate that. Get this in front of more people so less moon boys get the views and, we get you guys in front of some better content. So let's see here. When we take a look at liquidation, we can recognize that 138, again, is that high. But we also got some liquidation, maybe about $1 billion worth left, about 138, and it starts to taper off there. So overall, majority liquidation has been swept from Solana. We zoom in a little bit. We can kind of see that there is roughly, there you go, about 1.2 billion. Actually, if you average out 139, 140, there's probably somewhere in the range of 2 to 4 billion in liquidation, upwards of 140. Okay, so again, still some liquidation left, but the more immediate, the late shorts here just got destroyed, and we got new shorts entering in. Okay, so pretty consistent, pretty normal. I'm not sure why folks are shorting at this level because we are breaking a key level resistance at 135.50. And if you see here, we broke through that level and we performed a bullish backtest of that level. Okay, so it doesn't mean the price is going to surge or continue higher, but that's usually a good statistic, a good thing to look for. You got to recognize too that Bitcoin is trying to break free from its 58K range of resistance there, and there's a lot of liquidation there too. Okay, so if you're not familiar, I just posted this playout chart here. We have a nice little bull pennant breakout for Bitcoin, and the price action is looking good there. But when you look at this, there's a lot of liquidation. It's somewhere in the range of about 10 to 20 billion between 59 and 60K. All right, so that is leading me to believe we're going to see further upside from Solana. Just keep in mind, we're near the top. I totally understand why people are trying to short, just based on the simple fact that this coin's overextended, and there's no doubt that most coins are right now. A lot of alts are pulling back a little bit. So you got to recognize that that is a real thing. It's totally nothing wrong with the thought process of wanting to short. But you don't really short when the price action is breaking through a key level resistance. Again, you could argue that this is a multiple attempts to break through the resistance and it's not going to work. But we got some confirming factors here, such as money flow index increasing, RSI getting closer to 50. It's not, haven't broken through that threshold yet. That's still resistance. But if we do take a look at our SMAs, we're a little ways away. They're really close to that upper range of that 140. So again, I think we are going to see at the very least a wick up to 140. MACD is converging and TSI is increasing. So these are all generally good things here, good momentum, good strength in the trend. And while it hasn't fully confirmed yet, being above this trend line here, this horizontal trend line, 135.50, is a big deal. Once again, we're right there at 135.50, so it's truthfully not the greatest. We want to be able to close above that. So a lot of times, and again, we're about 25 minutes from the candlestick close today, you will see the price move right to specific levels just before the candlestick closes. It's very uncanny, but extremely normal. Okay, that basically just means that market makers are trying to manipulate the indicators to get what they want out of it, right? So other people like us are seeing that, and then they see something different because they can control the market with the price, right? Again, a lot of more theoretical stuff there we don't need to get into right now, but that is ever present. So at this point here, until we confirm above that level, let's not presume it's going to happen. I do feel personally, though, based on what I've seen earlier today and still what we see here so far, that there's more potential for further upside from Solana. It's just a matter of if we pull back to fill our fair value gap first or not. If you can see this here, there is a fair value gap as low as about 130, 131. So again, I have like an alert set around 132. I set that earlier today. In case the price pulls back, that might be a solid consideration for a long, because we got a lot of support here with this previous resistance at 131. Again, I'm rounding up a little bit, but we had that previous channel, and it would make sense for the price to perform a nice little bounce off that level, if that even happens, okay? All right, so that's that. Looking at the 4 hour though, we can see our trend strength indicator is pretty high. We're getting closer to 70 in the RSI. Stochastic keeps waving up and down, and MACD is converging. These are all bullish signs. We're above the 20 and the 50-day SMA. That's, to me, the most important. That implies that we're more likely to continue this uptrend. Whether or not the price pulls back to retest this trend line, or if it were to just continue higher, both scenarios are more likely to exist or happen than it is to pull back. The only thing that we have as a caveat here is that Bitcoin does have a lot of meat left on the bone. Asian markets haven't filled their value yet. In other words, when Asian markets closed on Friday before the CME gap occurred, like they literally closed somewhere in the range of 52, 53K. So my speculation is that good 5% of profit left from Bitcoin, we could see Asian markets try to push it back down to that level. So there's still that caveat that we got some fair value below the price, the CME gap still left present. There's a lot of reasons why I feel that we might see Bitcoin pull back to some of these lower levels. Once again, I think it's becoming less of a reality as we continue to spend more time up here and build our volume profile, but it's still a very real thing. So I don't want you to walk away from here thinking this is all sunshine and rainbows and Solana's going straight up. That's just not the case. There's a lot of reasons why we may be tentatively topped out. So I'm just kind of throwing it out there so you understand that's a potential reality. When we look at the Ichimoku Cloud, it is confirming we have good trend strength here. But once more, we do see that the lagging span is getting close to the price action. That can be a sign of wanting to consider securing your profits and closing your position. So if you do have a position open, I would say leave it open. It seems to make more sense. The price is going to go up. However, I would also adjust your stop loss higher to ensure that you don't walk away without any profit. Okay? You should be doing that at all times because that's what traders do. They actually take profit. They don't just listen to idiots online that say that things are going to go to $200 or $300 and that you just hold on to your high leverage long position. That's just dumb. Again, there's times where it can work out, right? But statistically, you're going to get eaten up on fees. The odds of that happening right now is pretty low until Bitcoin really starts to break out, and we're not quite there yet. Cool. So I just want to be the voice of reason, kind of let you know that, hey, this is it's a trash market for the most part, and it can be difficult to trade. And in that regard, the best thing you can do is safeguard yourself and make sure that you're just trading better. Okay. All right. Anyways, those are all things I teach in my trading academy. Check out our community as well as our signals. Congrats to our community members here from some nice profits on our Cardano, 22% and SUI 65% over the weekend. Those are swing trades. Day trades are consistently rolling. We also have a long position open with Bitcoin at 56,950. So I'm confident we're going to hit our take profit target in the 58K range. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you next one. Take care.